Hi, in this video, we're going to walk you through exactly what a website should look like to showcase your results in a publication quality website. And so here on the left, we have a rubric that you can use to kind of evaluate if you have all the right pieces in the right places on your website. And then on the right here, I'm going to show you an example website, how you can get to an example website, just so you can see what's going on there as well. So to navigate to the website, we can go to the instructor's homepage here, cell molecular biology. If you've got these cool looking cells with the lipid droplets, you're in the right place. You can scroll down here and you can find some example websites. And so we're just going to click on the first one here. So what website design tool you use is kind of up to you. This particular group used Weebly, but there are many different types out there for you to choose from. And they all have their pros and cons. I always try to go for a free website design tool, but in the end it is up to you on which one you're using. So the first thing we're looking for when we look at a really powerful website, a really high quality website, is just visually stimulating, and the title should just jump out to you. And so that's what we're looking at here. First is titles, names, and affiliations. A nice title here with the independent and dependent variables of your experiment. It's very clear as to what the students did. The affiliation, their university, and the students' names. And so that's the first thing you just want to look out for here. And they have a nice high quality image here. And then the next thing that we're looking for is, what was the purpose? And it doesn't necessarily have to be called purpose statement, but just like show the audience like what was the passion behind this experiment? What was the aim? What was the goal here? And this is a student example, so not everything is going to be perfect here. This is not like a perfect document by any means, but it's just to show you a real example of what can happen here. So here's a purpose statement, and so that's what we're looking for here, and here it is within the rubric as well. The next section is going to be methodology, but I want to let you know that you don't have to follow the order of this in your website design. So for instance here, the students chose to showcase some images here of their conditions. And this was kind of a creative way to do it, and by no means do you have to do it this way. But they have each condition here, the negative control, a positive control, and their experimental. And then they showcased it as, two different images. You can actually toggle between the two images, which I think is kind of interesting here. And you can see the different types of lipid droplets there in green, and then the merged image, including the nuclei and the cell membrane here in red. And so then they have what I think is a very good figure legends underneath, where they describe exactly what's in the image, what was used to stain which part, and I thought that was really done really well. So figures and figure legends are found here in the rubric, so making sure that they're complete and accurate. And here's a great example of some good figure legends and some figures. The next section is the methodology, and you can see they have it here as this kind of tab here. And so this is the procedure. The method is not the complete methodology that was found, in the cell block videos, but it's more of a synopsis, right? Indicating the really important things that a student needs to know to repeat your experiment, right? So there are some things that you want to include, including, the stains and the number of cells and the concentration of your acid and how long. And some details here about how it was dissolved and how it was stained. But it's not the step-by-step instructions, right? Because you can actually say that you followed the manufacturer's instructions. And so that's an important thing to summarize and not be too lengthy here. And you also want to talk about your data analysis, including the use of ImageJ and Excel to quantify that information. Ultimately that's what we're looking here at a methodology here with the methods section. And then we get into the results section. So here in this case, they decided to put their bar graph here and in this what they're calling results section. And so this is also a figure with a figure legend, results presentation, results description. So you need some type of description of what we're seeing here in these results. And then they have a very nice figure legend here describing, what are we looking at here? What does each bar represent? What do these symbols represent? What is this comparison being made here? And, they talk about it has to be a student t-test, two-sided unpaired student t-test. They actually don't mention that here, but I think they mention it up here. And if they don't, that would be something that you definitely want to include, once again. So that's, something going on there. So overall, that's, what we're looking for here in terms of a results description section. And then they have a separate section for their discussion conclusion, which is down here at the bottom, which is really important. This kind of just, what are the takeaway message? What can you understand from the data, from the standard deviations, from the averages, from the statistical test that was used? What information are you better understanding? And then how does this help us understand, global, long-term implications of your work? So they have a nice little way to look at it here, just kind of thinking about, long-term implications. Why did you choose this section? What is this importance? We definitely want to end on that, just because that's what the reader really would like to know. And then finally, an acknowledgement section. Now, the acknowledgement section, you definitely want to provide any funding that you have. And sometimes students like to put their references here too, especially to an important paper, a manuscript that they cited, and then anybody that helped you with that as well. And so that's kind of the nutshell there. And then we also, in our course, we do a peer review of each other's works, and so there is some evaluation for our completion of the peer review, but also just how well you worked as a team on the project in your small group. Now that's definitely an option there, but overall, these are the kinds of things we're looking for in the final website design. There are more websites that you can explore on your own, different examples at this website here provided. And hopefully you found this video helpful in terms of looking at the different sections that are needed in your final website.